Good morning and welcome to the first episode of Rainy Day podcast. I'm here with the illustrious leader of Rainy, Miss Linda Golden. We're happy to be here on set. This is something that we've talked about. We've had discussions on doing a podcast and representing Rainy and all the things that we do in the community and the things that we do out there for the people. I'm your host, JJ Foster. I work for Lake City Bank, but I have been a member of Rainy for probably about 9 years, going back to my days of housing authority even before I got to Lake City Bank. And a lot of you trying to figure out RANI Days. What's with that name? What exactly is Rainy? Rainy actually stands for Realtist Association of Northeast Indiana. And I said it right. And anytime I explain it, realtist is actually a term. And I'm going to let Linda break down the history of Rainy and why is it a realtist and not a realtor? But Linda, Tell the people.
The Realtist Association of Northeast Indiana is a local chapter of our National Association of Real Estate Brokers. That association right now is about 77 years old, and it was established because back in the day, 70-some years ago, black realtors were not allowed to join the established real estate commissions and organizations. So it was started to accommodate and have a place for black realtors to be. And the word realtors really is just anybody that is associated with realtors. That can be realtors, mortgage bankers, insurance people, anybody that has anything to do with real estate and a part of this organization is considered a realtist.
All righty. Now, with that said, anybody could be a realtist. Talk to us right now about the membership of Rainy. What are some of the different agencies and organizations? Because again, when I describe Rainy, I tell people Rainy is all things, anything associated with housing. And A, how long have you been president? And then B, talk to us, where is our membership at right now?
Our membership right now stands at 24, and it's a diverse membership. We have several bankers, insurance, realtors, of course. We've had inspectors an inspector could be a realtist because of what they do. I have been a part of Rainy also almost from the beginning. I think I maybe joined the second year. I am closing out my second term as president. So pretty soon here, coming up in January, we will have a new president that will continue to move Rainy along. We've been able to accomplish a lot. I think when I became president, we had about 7 consistent members, and we have grown our membership to 24. And so I'm looking forward to the next years and the next administration to be able to grow our membership even further. Hopefully, we'll be able to entice more realtors to actually become members of Rainy.
Yeah. And the thing to that, I know you said we got 24, it used to be 7, but I do know that we've done a lot of activities, we've done workshops, prevalent in the community, have a relationship with the city, relationship with different organizations that are out there. So people may not necessarily be members, but they've come, they've gone, they've participated. I'll say, Rainy workshops have always been top notch. We've, put on quality, informative workshops. And I know everything that you do is always at a high level, and you have different committees and different things going on within the group. Talk to some of the people about some of our different, pillars out there and the things that we have.
Well, we have over the years, we have done homeownership workshops, financial literacy workshops, and I think we've been able to do them because of the expertise that we already have amongst our membership. They've been very well attended. Every event that we've ever had, has been very well attended. Our homeownership workshops have been attended by 100+ community people in the community. That's one of our pillars is to educate our community on the home buying process. It's education is always power. To go into becoming a homeowner, which is probably one of our largest investments that we can make. It just doesn't make sense to go in there into that blind. And so utilizing our membership to bring their expertise to the table has really, really, I believe, helped us to grow our membership and also be able to really educate our community on what it takes to become a homeowner. Even if you're not ready right now, we have people within our organization that will actually walk alongside you, will give you advice on what you need to do so you will be ready when the time is right.
That's exactly right. One of the things that I love about RANI, and I tell people about our community, and I know this isn't the case in all communities, but through RANI and our community being such a tight knit, like you said, it's multiple banks that are in RANI. And we each and all have different products. So if one bank has a product and a customer comes to me, I might direct them over to one of our RANI members, a bank that I know who's just presented and told me about their products. Like, hey, I don't have anything that can help you, but you might want to go over here. And that's been like, vice versa. And then, like as you said, from an insurance perspective, we have insurance agents that are up in there always presenting, letting us know about what products they have to offer, our clientele. So that is what I love about RANI, is because we all come together. We've all presented, sat on the same panels, and just come to put together products that benefit this community. The other thing, partnerships. We're sitting here, we're utilizing ONV studios and all the different things that ONV does in the same, traveling the same path and lanes, but, through RANI, we'll partner, we'll collaborate. And, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Our main focus and goal is on bettering our community. And I know, you're about bettering the community, and your main mission and goal has always been the revitalization of the Southeast side. Talk to the people. Where does that motivation come from?
Well, first of all, I'm a product of Southeast Fort Wayne. Born and raised, lived Southeast Fort Wayne almost all of my life. My business is located in Southeast Fort Wayne. I've always, I think, been able to see the potential of Southeast Fort Wayne. We lost so much, when revitalization, so-called revitalization, started to take place in Southeast Fort Wayne. But we lost so much. We lost our community businesses. We lost the village that we all came up with, being able to support each other and support our own businesses. And we've become very disjointed in that sense. And I'm looking forward to the day, and I believe that the day is headed back that way, where we can come back together as a community and be the village that we were, that I was brought up with, to be able to help each other, to be able to support each other. And that's why, RANI is very important to me from that standpoint, because it does give me a vehicle that we can work through. And I think also to be an example, like JJ said, if a one mortgage banker has a product that doesn't work for, home buyer number one, well, another banker may have. And we don't withhold the information, we share.
Correct.
And I think that is so important, that we all bring our strengths to the table to benefit the community at large. And I think that is one of the things I think that I'm most proud of with RANI. We don't work against each other. We do work together. whatever it is that if I can do to help somebody or whatever, what JJ can do to bring to the table that's going to meet somebody's need, we're there, and we don't fight each other,
No.
to try to get it done.
You're exactly right. And one of the things is too, it's funny because as I'm listening to you talk, one of the things that I appreciate is you're a realtor, you're a developer, you have a lot of things going on with your own personal business, through Legacy One. But as president of RANI, you always talk about, hey, what can RANI do? Hey, I think we need to do this with RANI. I've been a part of some agencies. I'm an old guy, so there's times when people utilize their position and what can it do for me, and that's what they kind of lead with that. Okay, there's a benefit, but they're going to benefit. I have never seen that from you, and again, your vision to revitalize Southeast is just that through your business, through RANI. Everything that you have, steered us through and guided us has been for the betterment of the community. And, when you speak to the South Side, like you said, and coming up, I've talked, and you probably heard my spiel many a times too, because, anybody that's from here, we know, we grew up, hey, Southtown Mall, one of the best malls in the Midwest.
Yes.
The ice skating rink. Just, the homes going down Paulding.
Yeah.
All that stuff. That was a time and place, and there's no reason that it can't be back there. And I do, like I said, can't say it enough, appreciate your consistent effort, and anything that you're doing, I'm always, gonna hitch my wagon because you have showed who you are, throughout the years. You didn't just come pop in, born and raised in Fort Wayne, born and raised on the South Side, Genesis House to Legacy One to everything. You've laid it down and show what you're gonna do. So I can always hitch my wagon to you. So
Well, I think it's important for us never to forget where we come from, and always to reach back and to be able to pull others behind us. And I hope that I've been an example and will continue to be an example to show, others what we could accomplish together. The saying says we are better together. We can accomplish more together than any of us could on our own.
yeah, no question. Now we sitting here talking, having these conversations. These are things me and you we talk about often. We in meetings, and this is what we do. Why are we sitting here today on the podcast? What do you hope to accomplish with the podcast? And again, this is our first, so we're going to do this once a month for you folks. So this is our first, and we started here. We are in November, so we'll be coming back to you in December. But talk to the people. What do you hope to accomplish? What are you trying to bring to the people?
Well, it's really a continuation of our education of our community on homeownership, utilizing our membership again, with their expertise, bringing their expertise to the table, talking about all aspects of homeownership. And there's lots that goes into buying a home or downsizing a home. We're going to talk about the emotional aspects of homeownership. We're going to talk about making sure you have your home insured properly when you buy a home, so you're educated. I have several clients. They'll get their insurance, because they have to have one in order to close, but they find after a couple months or so, this is really not the best product for me. And so then they have to go out and begin to look, for something that's going to fit them better, or even, a better price or whatever it may be. And so I think by us covering these topics during the podcast, it's going to also educate and also introduce you to people from my standpoint that you can trust. These are people I know. These are people JJ knows. These are people that have been vetted. So you can trust the people that will be presenting in these podcasts. A couple of podcasts that we're going to cover are going to be for seniors. It's very emotional as a senior when it's time to downsize their home. When you are working through 40 years of memories, what to keep, what not to keep. that's there's a lot of emotion in that. I've had a client that had to leave her home and to move to California, and she had lots of antiques and memories, and she didn't know where to begin with all that. And we worked through a lot of found a lot of resources that she needed to get her valuables shipped and packaged up properly, because she was very concerned that nothing would be damaged. Or so there's so much. It's not just a let me throw this in a box,
Yeah.
and let me throw it on a truck. These are memories, and you want to take care with the memories and everything. That is hard enough to have to leave your home of 40 years or plus and get rid of stuff. So you need even realtors that are sensitive and
Yeah.
can help you through that.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny, that right there is what you call experience and wisdom, because a lot of people never even think about anything like that. And there's so many institutions. You're right. Everything is just black and white. You're approved. You're not approved. You sold your houses. Get out. Moving to the next. But that's not. So you putting that human spirit into it. Making it real. And I love it, because here's the deal with a podcast. One of the things I like about OMV, all the different things that we do workshops. We can say that's serving, whatever number you can. When you do a podcast, it's all about education, and we're coming out. You guys, people can learn from us. They can listen at their own convenience. They have it. Different organizations, agencies, they can pull it up to utilize with their clientele. So it just is broadening your scope, broadening your reach of who you can educate. So that's one of the things that I am definitely excited about. Educating folks on these topics. And again, we're coming up with things that people may not even have thought of. Like you said, downsizing. We got I'm looking at future topics, investment properties. We got folks coming from Fort Wayne Housing Authority and talking about ins and outs of housing authority and the voucher and home ownership, their program. So a lot of different things. The insurance companies are going to come in. So as our clientele, our list grows, and I'm gonna tell you what else is gonna happen when people get to watch, and then it's gonna be, hey, when I get to be on the show, we got people who want to reach out and want to be on. But honestly, one of the benefits of being in RANI, of being on our committee, is having these opportunities to get out here and speak to the people. So everybody that is definitely is a member, that's who we're looking to allow to give them that space first. So,
And that's really important, is that that our membership, they're not just members in name only. We also do as much as we can to provide a platform for them also to present their expertise. The people in RANI are community minded people. They really care about the community. And so this also gives them an outlet to work with the community, to be able to be in the community, to be involved in the community. We have, besides our homeownership workshops and financial literacy workshops that we've had, coming up this month, I think it is, we've adopted 2 families from the Christmas Bureau, that we will take very good care of, and they will have a very good Christmas. We did it last year for the first time. But we are really about community, and everybody that is a part of RANI is about community.
yes. Here's the other part too. You touched on NAREB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, and we are about community, but we're under that umbrella of NAREB. And even though we're about community, talk to the people about the resources that we have access through to NAREB. It's things you're privy to, everything that people are doing around the country. They, the different meetings and workshops and that we can bring back to serve our community. Speak to that.
Yeah, they do have 2 national meetings. They have a convention and a conference twice during a year, which they bring loads of resources in that we can tap into to bring, make connections, to form partnerships, to be educated ourselves, and to be able to bring back. I just actually completed a 12-week developers course through our national association that probably would have cost me $2,000. I paid $200,
Wow.
and that's an awesome benefit that I received by being a member of RANI and NAREB. And some of the sessions are still going on. They're looking for ways that they can develop a fund to help fund some of the development projects around the United States. They're very vested in helping to develop Black developers around the United States. Because I think I agree with them that it's important for us to develop our own communities as best as we can. And it goes back to when we were talking about educating the community about homeownership, we have to be educated also. I believe that education is a lifelong process. We never stop learning. You should never want to stop learning. And it's not about always going to school. There's so many opportunities to learn. But NAREB have webcasts often, sometimes once a week, that you can tap into. They bring all kind of experts, kind of the same way that we do with our experts so they bring their experts in and they do trainings. And so they're very also vested in educating their membership, and we're vested in educating our community through our membership.
Gotcha. Yes, like I say, powerful tool, powerful resource. Any realtors out there that's listening, any insurance agent, anybody has anything to do with housing, as we said, trying to build our membership, come out, come join us. Great group. I've challenged you. Talk to any of our current members right now. They will speak to you, talk to you about the leadership that we have and all the positive things that we have going on. Is there anything you like to add, Linda, before we close out? Is there anything that we missed out on that you want to share to the people? Because again, we're going to be coming to you once a month. What is it, the first Wednesday? First Wednesday of each month, same time. And again, with different topics. But we're just out there, again, trying to educate our community, trying to add knowledge. Anybody that has some information that you think is good, would like to share, we'll take the notes. But these are things that we love, opening up dialogue, having conversations. We're big on letting people know what's going on in the community, because one of the things that I talk about, there's nothing worse than when you're driving down the street and you see we got this development going on, that development going on, and nobody knows who to contact. We don't know, what's going on. So our whole goal, our whole purpose with RANI is keeping folks educated in our community. B, as Ms. Linda has said, is everything home ownership. And if you're in a home, we've talked about on our financial literacy podcast, HELOCs and refinancing, how to pull that equity out. So these are all things that we want to continue to grow, help our community build on, and, make Fort Wayne a great place to live.
And I think, going along with that is the education is you could go in empowered because you've been educated on a HELOC.
Yeah.
On the different type of mortgages that are available. That is, for me, the last thing I'll say is I really do encourage realtors, especially realtors of color, to check us out. RANI is culturally sensitive, which is different from most of, our other agencies and organizations. But this is also a way for you to connect with other realtors, lenders, insurance, and also to be a part of the community. It's an outlet for you to serve.
Exactly right. I love the way you put that, culturally sensitive. And to put that in perspective, one of the things that, again, I pride myself on, we go out and speak to a group of people. I don't try to talk over people's heads, because if you don't know something, you weren't educated on something, you weren't educated. Doesn't make somebody, stupid or dumb. No, We just didn't
Just didn't
know.
know.
We weren't educated.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go and walk into a room and throw around a bunch of acronyms and talk over somebody's head. But if everybody walks out that room just as uneducated as they were when they came in, who did I serve?
Right.
The other thing that, the populations that we're talking about serving, a lot of times from our neighborhoods, you walk in somewhere, we're used to taking losses and things not going our way. So the confidence level isn't where it's quite, should be. So when I walk in there with that negative energy and I'm just assuming I'm not going to
Yeah.
win, it
Right.
carries over.
Yeah.
But to Linda's point, the things that we talk about, we want to get you educated, even just to that point when you walk in there, you have some knowledge.
Yes.
You can talk with folks. But again, everybody in our committee, in our membership, they are going to talk at a level that you understand, going to treat you with dignity and respect,
Exactly.
give you that fair shake that you're looking for. And at the end of the day, that's all anybody ever wants, is just to know that they got a fair shake, whether,
Exactly. And being comfortable. You're going to meet mortgage bankers. You're going to be comfortable because you've had opportunities to interact with them outside of a professional environment. And so when it's time for you to go to a bank for whatever you may need to go to a bank, you're going to have some feel some comfort there because of the relationships that you've established through RANI's membership.
All righty. Well, hey, with that, it's been a pleasure always. I get a chance to sit down and talk with Miss Golden. It's been a great opportunity. Episode number 1 of, hey, we hope years and years of Rainy Day podcast. They wouldn't let me sing. I tried to do the intro for you guys. I wanted to hit you with a little rainy days.
Oh, wow.
See, I'm gonna slip it in there. But hey, but again, it's been fun. Like I said, we always want to stimulate our conversation, keep it going. Our next episode is going to be in December. Like I said, that first weekend of December. That first Wednesday of December. And we've got the topic already. It's going to be the ins and outs of a mortgage. So it's going to be the ins and outs of a mortgage. And we'll have, I know Miss K from USB, Union Savings Bank, is going to be on presenting. And we'll probably have somebody else join her. But again, when we're talking mortgages, it's kind of in my wheelhouse as well. So I'm sure it'll be another great dialogue. But it has truly been a pleasure. We thank you all for joining us here on this first episode. And we'll see you next month. Rainy Days.
Have a good day.